Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Para, and we are here to discuss some wrestling. Unfortunately, I'm a little behind on my One Piece video and our weekly world report. A lot of crazy shit's happening in the basketball world. I will not skip it, pinky promise. But what we are going to be discussing, where we're going to be discussing without any further interruption is going to be our June 28th, 2026 Forbidden Door. This show is perfect. I almost want to say perfect, no notes, but I do have a shit ton of notes. All right, we're going to be cracking directly into it. All right, first match of the night that I think deserves a lot of fucking praise. I mean a lot of praise. Our triple threat between this tag team triple threat, Young Bucks, a team from CMLL and a team from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Great fucking opening match. The crowd was white hot. Apparently this guy Shingo had a really good lockup with Daniel Bryanson many moons back. So this match taking place again to open up our Forbidden Door. Perfect match for that. Right after that, the match with I believe it's Umino versus Pac for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Great fucking match. It's my first time really seeing Umino even lock up with anybody. So everything that I got from him, it was chef's fucking kiss. This was a very fucking good. Again, two strings of matches. Getting directly into our next match with Bandino Moxley. These two, as I mentioned in a couple of episodes previously, they just have a natural gift of just matching each other's chemistry, and whether that be in tag competition, singles competition, it doesn't matter, right? They are on the exact same level for this entire match. It genuinely mirrors what we get from Ospreay and Swerve in that main event. It is perfect symmetry, right? There are moments where you believe that Bandino actually might die, and the blade job on the mask definitely perfected that. I mean, Mox is just playing at such a ruthless, just cutthroat mentality, right? And then for Bandino to match that how he matches it, it's very good, chat. Like, I was left extremely fucking impressed from this match. Even building on to the match that we have directly under this. I mean, this is, I haven't stopped because this is a very packed pay-per-view. It has Zack Sabre Jr., Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. It has fucking Swerve Strickland, Mercedes Moné. We get, I'll get to this later. Edge is here. Then to round all this up in a cute little bow, the forefathers, all right, the founding fathers of AEW and the Young Bucks kicked the show off, arguably at least top 5 match of the pay-per-view. This was a solid fucking pay-per-view all around. I'll get my review after, but this show is firing on all cylinders. I'll be honest with everyone, firing off on every single cylinder. The match that we get between Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the god of professional wrestling. This match was wrestling. This is woke, new style, graps, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr., they go out there and they both display extreme technical prowess, extreme ring IQ, right? But they're in there locked up across from one another. So it's practically like seeing Prime Kobe versus Prime Jordan. That's essentially, that's the best thing I can allude this to, right? Zack Sabre Jr. needs to be on Western television more. I can't stand this nigga just being in Japan. Sorry. I understand for the culture. I understand, for the sake of, company contracts. I get it. Hey, nobody hates espionage more than a nigga who plays Fallout. I understand, right? But we got to do something to get this nigga Zack over here onto the stage, bro. He is a amazing wrestler. And honestly, bro, and I'll say this. I think he's so great. Let me knock on wood. I think he's so great if by any cosmic stretch of the means, right, in the massive web of the universe, if this possibly happens, right, if he ever finds himself on Federation soil, that would be a hard fuck up. That's like, he's that good. I don't think the Federation could fumble him. And like that is tall. That is tall praise, because they have fumbled some amazing niggas. They're doing it right now. We're going to get to it in this Raw review that's shortly going to take place, for June 29th, 2026. We are going to get to it, Chad. Pinky promise. But, he's great. Like Zach's great. I'm saying this because I think whatever they need him to do, he can do it. All right, he's good at I wouldn't say comedy, but just the more eccentric aspects of wrestling. He's great at it. He's great at in-ring capability. He can wrestle, right, with the best of them, right? He has an amazing way of leading the crowd and influencing them to either it's kind of the same tool, right, that I praise Thekla with, right? The ability to either inflate the crowd or deflate the crowd on a whim's notice, right? Like on a dime's notice, to inflate or deflate the crowd, right? In a whim, right? Just on a simple whim, on a dime's notice. It's so amazing. Like, it is really, really fucking good. Kenny Omega also maybe has one of his better matches of the year. Maybe one of his better matches of the year. He has had some very, very good matches. I think he had a really solid lockup with Andrade. I want to say maybe during February or March or so. But what we get right here between Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega is the pinnacle of what AEW has to offer. There isn't a belt on the line, right? There isn't some insane, a crazy stipulation. It's not a ladder barbed wire match, so the marks can't mark out about it. No, this is simple wrestling. Old line versus new line. The old King of Japan versus the new King of Japan. And this was a very, very good match. Even with, speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the fucking ace, Hiromu Tanahashi, he comes out here, right? After Jon Moxley and Umino have a stare down after that Pac match. Obviously, Pac didn't get the IWGP Championship, while Brody is celebrating in the ring. Mox has a face-to-face. The fucking ace comes down, and Tanahashi, he has bro, there is a lot of amazing things about this night. Like, just genuinely positive, all around positive. You can't fucking skip it, right? Then you want to talk about this, oh my gosh, if you really want to talk about it, this tag match, I'll be honest, it was one of the weaker parts of the night, right? Because it is a rematch. Clark Connors is fucking phenomenal. David Finlay has never not been a good wrestler. His father is the GOAT. It is what it is. But Cage and Christian, FTR has taken a step back and they disbanded Jet Speed, so this isn't like the Dogs versus Jet Speed. The Dogs versus Jet Speed would go fucking insane. Why we aren't getting it, I simply don't know. What I do know, right, that I do know that a lot of people anticipated the Dogs to go over. I personally wouldn't have hated for the Dogs to go over. I think that they are at that space with the fandom where, to be honest, like they're kind of the only real heel tag team you niggas kind of care about, so might as well put a strap on them. No, I feel like that's kind of obvious. You obviously can't put the tag belt to the Don Callis family. Like, let's be real. Let's just be honest. Come on, let's give it a break, right? Obviously, though, the biggest part about this match is the Switchblade. All right, King Switch has made his return to AEW after 14 months of absence. He looks amazing in that ring. The story is already there with David Finlay and Jay White from their old New Japan days with the Bullet Club and etc. etc. Listen, all of the Bullet Club members looked very excited to be on that stage, and that was a telltale sign. He did that ritual troll tweet before the pay-per-view, so everyone was just like, hey Jay White, you're not funny, all right? We're tired of the games, we're tired of being manipulated. Turns out who's being honest. Jay White was actually being very honest. He was here. He made his presence known, and bro, as I said, this was just good. This was good. That fucking pop, Jay White being in the in the atmosphere of what AEW is doing right now with all the up and coming stars. Immediately, I think of shit like Jay White versus Mark Davis, Jay White versus a Ricochet, right? I think about the quote unquote throwaway matches they'll give me, like Jay White versus an AR Fox, Jay White versus somebody the technical prowess like an Adam Priest. These are good matches. There's solid matches on the way. They might even fuck around and give you niggas Jay White versus Matt Sydal for the frisky. For the frisky. Alright, I'm here for it. I'm fucking, Jay White versus Shelton Benjamin. Fuck. Okay, we gotta focus. We gotta lock in. Jay White being back in the playing field in the locker room capacity of this, I say like the bench capacity, right? Like what they have on their bench of this locker room, fire shit. This is practically like adding Prime Braun to your fucking to your roster. I'm being very serious. He is that good. All right, Jay White is that fucking good. And moving on to somebody who is just that fucking good. Mercedes Moné. She has a fiver, easy fiver. We've had a lot of fivers tonight, or maybe even a couple of 5.5s. Easy fucking five with Mercedes. That nigga Dave is gonna try to tax this. All right, so just think about this. Whatever tax Dave puts on this, just add 2 stars. Okay, whatever it is. If it's 5 stars, make it 7 stars. If it's 3 stars, make it 5 stars. Whatever the tax is, add 2 stars on this, okay? Because as much as people like to say that they don't care about, we don't care about wrestling star ratings. The second the Federation gets a good star rating, it's literally on the front page of ESPN, all right? The video games implement the star ratings, okay? Your most favorite WWE, cock eater, pause if that's a little bit too flagrant for some of you out there. They live and die on either hating or negatively critiquing specific star ratings. So let's not act like no one cares about star ratings. All right, it's simple. All right, it's simple. One made it a hot line. Unfortunately, AEW just made it a hot song. It is what. Listen, the Wrestling Observer made it a hot line. Mercedes Moné made it a hot song. It is what it is. Like, bro, she is the definition of a 5-star match. Not only the chemistry, but the mindset that goes into these matches is athleticism and theatrics, and Mercedes is at her peak with both. I mean, the energy and the emotion that she puts into every single fucking grapple hold. All right, Maya World also being just a mirror image of what Sasha Banks used to be in NXT. Like, it is. Like, it damn near makes you like your sinuses clog up, bro. Like, this is a good match. This is great. Maya World also fighting through everything that she is fighting through, not only internally but externally, with the expectations of that locker room, the expectations of this industry, and then meeting them head and shoulders above it. Fucking great. This is no notes. No fucking notes. Match of the night. Eat my dick. I love Swerve. All right, love Will. This is match of the night. It's simple as that. My only biggest critique, and honestly, we'll have a real heart to heart about this, Tony. We'll have a real heart to heart about this. Maya World should have won. Mercedes would have not lost a step from this. I mean, there's a moment where Maya World locks in Mercedes' submission move on her, and the entire crowd damn near starts vibrating. Like, it is that electric in there. Like, you can't replicate some shit like that on just a normal fucking beatnik Dynamite in some backwater town in Idaho. You can't do it. Like, there are certain moments that are going to live on forever, all right? And say what the fuck you want, Mercedes Moné has had more of those moments than some people have had in their entire careers with AEW alone. AEW alone. Exclude every amazing aspect that she has had in her career in and outside of WWE. Because CMML in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Mercedes, different beast entirely. This is great. This is fucking great. And again, there are going to be those haters, and I'm sure he means no real harm by it. He's just a bit of an old fart. We're all going to get there eventually, inshallah, So maybe he's just a little bit grumpy when he watches this, watches these Mercedes matches. But again, any kind of rating we have to get from this match, it's going to be a +2 automatically off of the Dave tag. So we're looking at a Mercedes 5. I'm telling all you niggas this right now. It's on the way. It is going to be written in the history books. Man. And then everything after this cage match, like this, bro, this is a very, very solid fucking pay-per-view. This cage is constructed completely different. It's something new. It's something fresh. That's a plus. That is a plus. There is a perfect level of, comedic gold and comedy wrestling mixed in with actual wrestling, like the small segment that we get from Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita. That was just simple 101 shit. That was good counter wrestling, good ring IQ, good foot placements. Like, things like that don't work if you do not have talented acts in there. Honestly, like a Leo Rush, like an Andrade, like an Orange Cassidy, people of that ilk, like a Kyle O'Reilly, who could think of bringing a fucking Nintendo, an 86 Nintendo into a cage, a death's door match. Like, bro, this shit cooked. This shit fucking cooked. Every single spot worked for me. The Leo Rush spot, the Orange Rush spot, the Andrade turning was good. Don Callis on the comms. positives, man. Like, and honestly, the exploding backpack was a little bit too Looney Tunes for me, but they are owned by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, Warner Nigga Brothers. It is what it is, so I'm not too shocked by that. The Don Callis sponsored table, very funny, very, very funny. I didn't expect for Mark Briscoe to pick up this win, but you know, he has a match next week. Like, these are shocking aspects that I'm honestly very, very impressed by. And I did not think I would see. I even love the idea of Mark Briscoe actually getting a title shot, because I think all of you remember my visible and audible confusion about that. When the fuck is Mark Briscoe going to get this match if you look at the wrestling telegraph, like if you look at the the telegraphing of this wrestling kind of, story, booking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, MJF and his team already beat Briscoe. You're going to beat Briscoe twice? That wouldn't make any fucking sense. That benefit Orange Cassidy? Fuck no. It wasn't in the cards. But the way it's happening, it makes sense. And how did we get there? Due to an Andrade implosion, right? Due to, just it's very funny, right? But this, just callous, this is like, very hubris, ideology that, Don carries, that he thinks he can just put a bunch of hotheads in a ring together and it's going to work out perfectly. Even Kevin Knight, alluding that he's going to break off from the Don Callis family for reasons unknown. Like, bro, I am very happy. I'm very happy. There were small stories in here that, again, we are going to build to. I told you niggas we were going to get to Kesha and Okada, but 4? 3, at least 3 at this point. Who's surprised by that? You shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Positives, man. Very, very, very good showing. And again, this leading into our main event with Swerve and Ospreay. Ospreay said it himself. Who the fuck would want to go after a match like this? Nobody in their right mind would want to. But the Billy Goat's not in his right fucking mind, is he, bruv? All right? This match fucked hard. A lot of people were a little iffy on it. I always go into my pay-per-views, or always go into my wrestling a little enhanced. It is what it is. Argue with your mama. I don't really got nothing to talk to you about, and that definitely heightens the experience. No pun intended. I can't imagine AEW without Ospreay. I can't imagine AEW without Darby Allin. I can't imagine AEW without Swerve Strickland. I can't imagine AEW without Hangman Adam Page. These are your next 4 pillars. This is who you build your company around. And I'm not fucking playing. Like, and mind you, we do have obviously our Kevin Knights. We do have people like our David Finleys, our Mercedes Monets, even like our Maya Worlds, our Athenas. There are other aspects that are going to bolster these forces. But right now, and again, you can kind of throw MJF in there, but like I'm talking like face work. Oh, even in that, I do want to touch on this, right? And I guess unfortunately I missed it in my notes. Mox during that Bandito match, obvious heel, obvious, that's a duh. But a lot of people say that AEW doesn't have a top face, and I have to disagree vehemently. Every single time Mox comes through that curtain, he's praised. He's praised. Obviously, if you could do like a home city gimmick, like crazy hypothetical, if Moxley was like a woman and he was going up against Mercedes Moné in Boston, yes, he would get booed. Like in a hometown advantage that he has, I guess a hometown disadvantage on his behalf, right? Yes, he's gonna get booed. But just like neutral territory, everyone loves Mox because he's the fucking backbone of this company. Love you, Bucks. I love Kenny. Hangman is doing his thing currently in his absence, right? Because he is a looming face that is treated more or less like, Super Adam. It is what it is, Super Adam Page. Hey, I'm not gonna fucking complain about it. My main point is, that face placement. It is interesting that it's Mox, right? But it is Mox. I mean, think about this. The perfect example I can give for this, right? Will Ospreay is your, textbook face, right? He embraces the crowd. He loves the company. He always says how good he wants for the company and the men and women in that locker room. And then to wrap it all in a neat little bow, he is undeniably the most, or at least one of the most electrifying wrestlers in that in that locker room. Aside from obviously, when you talk about our women's wrestlers, some of them are just fucking phenomenal. I did not forget that Thekla and Star Kid match. Again, it's a little predictable on the booking side, same with that Pac and Yumino match, but still a very, very good match with Thekla. Thekla is a beast. She's tough as fuck. She never hasn't been. I think the incorporation of Thekla in that kind of stardom rivalry, it's just positive. It is positive. There are just really good aspects about this pay-per-view, right? Saying all this to say, moveset, arsenal, ring ability, ring IQ, charisma, looks, identity aside, Will Ospreay is AEW. He is. He is AEW. Swerve is AEW. There is no there's no wiggle room around it, right? They match each other perfectly in so many ways, even both of them coming out as quote unquote anti-heroes. Bane isn't really considered an anti-hero. He hasn't been for like at least a good decade. Lobo is just a nigga who does whatever he wants. It is what it is. But both of them identifying with, kind of the crowd and more or less, the story at hand. Yeah, we both are taking a bit of a darker path. Yeah, so no, I'm not gonna sell that half-assed hidden blade that you just gave me. No, I'm not gonna, lay sprawled out like I haven't been preparing for this exact moment. And that's the thing that I think is really like the catalyst for these changes. These men have lost individually so many times. Together, they're unstoppable. But individually, just off of record, they have lost so many fucking times. It would make sense for both of them to go, no, I am going to go step above what I normally do. And yeah, maybe I'll go down a darker path. No more shaking hands and kissing babies. I mean, Ospreay literally had a fucking mass terrorist or a mass terrorist group in his corner with the Death Riders. Danny Garcia and fucking Marina Shafir cheering him on like they're in a fucking Little League baseball game. Like, we have an undeniable amount of talent that can just identify as faces because they have built that good credit with the audience. They have built that good rapport with the fan base. Ospreay isn't an entirely, he's not, a complete heel. To be fair, though, he's not super kicking fucking, the staffman. He's not, putting the cameraman through tables and shit. He's just trying to get to the top by any means necessary. I can fucking respect it. I can respect that. That was just my kind of take on the whole top face situation in AEW. That was a bit of a rant. It was a long rant, though. I feel like it was needed. This match is great. The athleticism and, again, the just effort. Like, the blood, sweat, and tears. I'm not even being, literal, right? But, literally, the blood, sweat, and tears that these men have put into this company and into this match specifically. This is 8 years in the making, 6 years in the making. This pay-per-view right here, no belt on the line, just graps, blood, spit, piss, and graps. What else can a man ask for? What the fuck else can a man ask for? Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy as this, is our prelude to Raw. But unfortunately, there is no rest for the wicked. So we are going to be discussing June 29, 2026, Raw. Can I be honest? Can I be honest to all of you for 2 seconds? Raw had so much, but it always has potential, to just stick the landing. And sticking the landing's hard. You have to please a lot of people. Paul Heyman touched on it. I heavily disagree, but business is business. There's a lot of people you have to impress, and there's a lot of aforementioned babies and hands that you have to kiss and shake. But the simple business model, it should just reflect what the fans want, and maybe that'll make the corporate donors, the PAC donors, maybe that wouldn't make them too happy, but it would move tickets. It would move your PR, your public receptions, and it's dog shit. It's interesting. I don't engage with this product too much. I really only do it for work, for my homies, for my dogs. All right, El Familia. But this Raw, it didn't just fumble the landing. It shattered its fucking legs, like its femur. You know what's so funny? All respect to my dog. It literally pulled it pulled in the Bushi. It pulled in the Bushi. It shattered its fucking femur. An unbelievable feat. Something that's damn near something that is such a statistical anomaly. And snapping your femur clean. These niggas snapped their femur. This was such a dog shit lead-in. My first thought watching this Raw is, where the fuck is Sami Zayn? Then I remembered these fucking jabrons moved the #1 title to your #2 brand. Why? Because of the tribal Trumpy. Let's keep moving on with this night. Then I have to just acknowledge that a portion of this Raw is just gonna be this nigga Roman talking. No match Hey, you know what? There's a real kind-hearted viewer who left an actually very intellectual comment saying, hey, Roman star power just eludes the necessity for him to wrestle. It's not needed. It would be nice, but it's not needed. I can respect that wholeheartedly. What I also can respect is that there are people in that locker room who need to get there eventually. Somehow, some way, we need them to get there. All right? There's a Montez Ford segment with Joe Hendry. I'm going to say this slowly again. There's a Montez Ford. Somebody of the caliber of him doing a Joe Hendry segment. Because the tag team division is gutted and they won't blow up this tag team division already. So now we're just in cryostasis. Would Montez Ford versus Roman Reigns be a little silly on its face? It would. For the first month. And then this Montez Ford starts killing niggas backstage. You go, okay, all right. Maybe you feed him solo once or twice. Oh, that's what you're capable of, Montez. Yes, it's an insane push. It's an insane jump. But if there were building blocks to get some of our quote-unquote mid-carders, because there is no more mid-card division, you niggas gutted it. Then we would have actual Roman matches for the main event of these Raws. Does that not serve anybody? This nigga wrestling, showing that he actually has, the stamina to maybe go with the younger crop. That, as is mentioned in this, in this Raw specifically, will eventually overtake him. An entire swath of wrestlers are on the way that need that kind of, hey, buddy, you're right there. You're right there, not just yet, though. They need that rub. But who gets it? Who? Seth freaking Rollins. The man who was eliminated for the King of the Ring. So what do we get for the beginning of this Raw? I'm spoiling things. It's all right though. I'm using my psychonic vision, all right, to put you in the future with me and then drag you back to the past or the present, if you would. Obafemi, who the actual winner, the person who should be G-checking this nigga Roman. We're gonna get to that part later. He's interrupted by Brock the piss farmer. If I had to give any pluses, I really don't want to. I really fucking don't want to. A simple plus I would give to this is that Brock actually looks like he cares. I think the first time he was kind of weeding everything out. The second time the build was just dog shit. It was bad. It was a bad build, bad blow off. Second match wasn't as good as the first one. This third bout, he is very talkative. He's very expressive. Paul Heyman has a very funny one-liner. He was like, he cuts a good promo. He was cutting. It was business. It's money. He's cutting the promo. And then after Brock Lesnar F5's Oba, and Oba officially challenged him to Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam. We're not Hell in a Cell yet, but again, we're using my psychonic vision. All right, so we're jumping through timelines right now. He challenges Brock Lesnar to SummerSlam, and it's funny, Paul Heyman is still going, look at him, he's still cutting the promo. Paul Heyman is a very good addition to every single member of this locker room. I think it's also funny that it's also acknowledged that he is kind of cold shouldering the vision. That is what's happening. Because they're ass, they're dog shit, they're doo-doo. It's not good television. I've been telling all of you that for a very, very long time, back when I was calling them niggas the no names. And now they're about to be officially no sight, no vision. Fuck out of my face, 4 eyes. All right. Yes, that's what's going to be going on. Obafemi has relinquished his title opportunity, at least for SummerSlam. Maybe he'll cash in his check at WrestleMania. Yay. Yay. For Roman Reigns. Yay. And or Gunther, maybe, because it's so funny. I don't know if they'll keep this belt on Sami, but I do see them kind of having a transitional aspect with Sami Zayn. So, Gunther, it's not impossible. Cody winning it back off and becoming a 4-time. This company does whatever the fuck they want. I wouldn't love it, but again, weirder things have happened in this company. Ooh, Mello picking this shit up off Sami don't sound bad. I'm gonna hop into my cryo chamber. And come back out with something on that one. Okay. But truth be told, man, this was a stinker. This Raw was a stinker, man. This Raw was a stinker. And I think again, having Forbidden Door take place before this, it was just not the right move. Genuinely, having Night of Champions take place before this wasn't the move. This is not a good Raw. I mean, look at the matches. LA Knight versus Jey Uso, rematch, not talking about it. Yawn, fuck out my face. The EO and Liv segment. EO should be champion right now, going up against maybe, I don't know, Kennedy. So that's how I feel about that. Next segment, doo-doo, dog water, right? It's ass. They also have another they have JD McDonough going against fucking Chad Gable, bro. What the fuck oh my God, Christ. Oh, and then how could I forget Rocks, or not Rocks Pops, apologies, Rocks Pops, Rodrell Rodriguez, Big Mommy, all right, Big Mama, how could I forget her thrilling, all right, just truly enticing match with Maxine Duprano, how can I forget that, because this is what the fans want to see. No, having Chad Gable go to SmackDown so we can set up Sammy v. Chad? No, that's fucking stupid, you jabron. We should have more Maxine minutes. We should have a Joe Hendry match. The fans want to see Joe Hendry wrestle and sing, not either or, both. Riveting shit from the Federation, man. Oh God, there's nothing good about this Raw. Like I'm fishing, y'all. I'm fishing like a fucking hetero woman in a gay bar, man. Like this shit is yo. Okay, let's try to make sense of this, right? Chad Gable is just stuck on Raw. He had that SmackDown appearance to one of the loudest pops of the year. Matches included. Nothing we're gonna do with this nigga Chad. Hey, nice to see you, big man. Let's put you in some Judgment Day slop. Io Sky, who is on the way to be a 3-time champion, does she get anything of actual importance? Liv Morgan has the guts, the gall, the fucking cojones to mention Rhea Ripley getting injured on her behalf because she's just that good. Rhea Ripley, in kayfabe, on air, broadcasted WWE television, has already been confirmed to get injured by Jade. Why you said her life was never the same. She's WWE Women's Champion. Who the fuck writes this? Who are you writing this, chat? Hey, come here. Hey, you know what? You're doing the best you can. Hey, honestly, you're doing the best you can. I do, because there's no other way to excuse this shit. It just does not click. Like, none of this wrestling, none of it, the matches, where they're placed, the reasoning for the choices. So many people have been like, why the fuck was there a King of the Ring if Oba was just going to just want to fight Brock? And it's like, that's a very good point, because they're assholes and they wanted you niggas to feel like something was gonna happen, and it didn't happen. So there's that. Genuinely, chat, I really wish there was more shit to talk about. It's a JD McDonough, apologies. It's the Ethan Page and Rey Mysterio match. All right, okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? I've seen this matchup one too many times to care. I don't know, man. I don't know. The bloodline is a big part of this night. The bloodline is a big part of this night. Again, at the end of this night, when Roman wants, the entirety of the crowd to acknowledge him, Seth comes down and he has a segment just basically being like, hey, my nigga, we need to wrap this shit up because we're getting real old. The old generation wants to rip our jugulars out with their teeth, and we can't keep up with that nigga Mox. It is what it is. I'm not joking. That's what was said. And I've been thinking about this. I've been mulling it over. Seth Rollins' retirement run is a good 5 years away. Half a decade. When you niggas need to elect a new president, inshallah, that we'll be allowed to do that. He'll be on his way out the door. Very soon to be, at least. Do you niggas think that he's going to be treated well from the Federation? Do you think, looking back, Triple H is going to say he's had a better career than me, put this nigga under the bus, under the shovel? Do you think that's what we're going to get? Huh? I don't know, chat. I don't know. A lot of choices that this company makes that just doesn't make sense, doesn't benefit the fan base, and doesn't benefit their wrestling books. It doesn't benefit these booking books at all, bro. I'm sorry. Like these Booker books are not up to fucking code, man. I gotta get OSHA through here. I don't even know how you have somebody like Austin Theory and just tell that nigga just to eat a pin to Ethan Page. Christ have mercy. Like you tell Austin Theory just to eat a pin to Joe Hendry, and then he wonders why Paul Heyman don't want to get a word out of him. You're a jabron. This company chewed you up and spit you out. Good luck in MLW, big guy. Hey, Karrion Kross is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Good luck. Hope you can put on a nice 4 or 5er. That's all you're gonna get. Oh man, we're cooked, man. We're cooked. This company's cooked. And it's so funny, man, because I gave praise to Thekla for knowing how to inflate and deflate a crowd just on a whim, right? This company knows how to suck all the oxygen out of the air and leave you suffocating right before cracking open the window just a little bit, just a wee bit, you know, get a couple of ounces of oxygen. That's it, though. That's it. Nothing about this Raw made sense. God, man. There was like a Danhausen segment. We're wrapping this up. We're wrapping up this fucking Raw, bro. This shit was atrocious. All right. Raw 29, 2026. If anyone has any positive feedback for this Raw, they're lying to you. I hate to be that guy. They are lying to you. They probably want to sell you, some Blue Chew or some fucking Magnum condoms or some shit. I don't know. Forbidden Door was amazing. One of the better AEW pay-per-views, probably again of the year. It's probably like their second best one of the year after that fucking, no, it wasn't Double or Nothing. Oh, I'm terrible. I'll put it in post. It's fine. All right, but that was everything that your boy officially had for June 28, 2026 Forbidden Door and Raw. These shows got to get better, man. These shows got to get better, or these people will lose more of the fan base. All right, and then you'll just have everyone cheering for Danhausen at WrestleMania 45. Hey man, same man, stupid games, stupid prizes. All right, that was everything that your boy had. I do have a lot of other stuff going up for the week, not to exclude Collision, One Piece, and SmackDown, but Weekly World Report is on the way. Pinky promise. All right, it is on the way. I hope all of you have a good one. Have you catch this whenever you catch this. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, and as I always say, all right, stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. Peace.